it's me, Kelly. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we are doing the Cozy Autumn book tag. Now, I saw a few videos circulating on the YouTubes of this video idea, and right now I don't want to say the word, but I feel like I'm in a reading. Okay, if you don't know what I said, put it up on the screen. I think I'm in one. I don't want to say it. I don't want to manifest it out there, but I think I'm in one. So here we are. Saw this idea, was like, hey, that I can talk about. I love yapping. I love fall. I love books, maybe. So why not put it all together and do a little tag video, which, are they outdated? Maybe. But we're going to do one today anyways. I don't know who created these questions, so hopefully I find who the creator of this tag was, and I will put them down below to give them credit because I don't want to not give them credit. But there are 10 questions to this tag. I'm going to talk a lot about books and fall. It is finally feeling like fall here in Minnesota. The weather has finally dropped down to a reasonable fall temperature of like 50-60 degrees, and I feel very fall today with the orange cardigan and like orange, all that. So we're gonna do our cozy fall autumn book tag, answer some questions, talk about books, talk about fall. So let's go ahead and get on with the video. Alright, I have my iPad with all the questions, and then plus I jotted some notes for me to say, so if you're wondering what I'm looking at, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, question 1. What book always reminds you of fall or autumn? Now, I chose a couple different options here because when I first think of fall and autumn, recently it's a book I haven't read, but now that like it's fall, this book pops into my head. Haven't read it. It's Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. That just pops into my head automatically now ever since it came out because of the cover and of course Pumpkin Spice Cafe, obviously. Haven't read it, like I said, but that's like what I think of when you say fall book. I'm like, oh, that's super fall. Another one that I have read is Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. That just gives fall vibes. Vampires, spooky, Halloween, obviously. And then the last one for me is Death Note by, I don't even know who it's by, but the anime and manga reminds me of fall just because of like the eerie, spooky vibes of it, dark vibes I should say, and I think I've read a few of them during the fall. So, but those are some books that I think of when we are in the season of fall. Question number 2 is, what is your favorite autumnal book cover or fall book cover? I would say I have a couple. The first one I would say is Kingdom of the Wicked for its like spooky Halloween vibes. I would love to grab it, but I'm being very, very lazy today and I don't feel like grabbing it, so we're gonna throw up a picture. Skull, of course, gives Halloween vibes and that spooky vibe. Recently, Maybe We're Meant to Be by K.L. Walther, which I have up here, and you can't see it, but it's up here. Purple, I'll put the cover up. Purple, some fall leaves. That gives some fall vibes. Those are just a couple books that like popped into my head when I read this question and I was making some notes of books I wanted to mention. But yeah, I would say my favorite fall cover would probably be, it's typically a fantasy book. So I'm just gonna say Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco, just because that got me back into reading, spookiness, Halloween. There's probably a better choice, but that's what I'm going with. Question 3 is, what is your favorite autumnal drink to read with? Now, I don't know why I say autumnal. And it's not autumnal. Fall drink. A fall drink I like to drink while reading. I love a good iced pumpkin latte. That's probably my favorite. If I'm not in the pumpkin mood, because one time I had a really bad pumpkin coffee. I also go for a maple, like brown sugar type drink as well. I think those flavors are like what I look for in fall drinks. So either pumpkin, maple, brown sugar, just something that just like reminds me of like baking, because I love baking. So I don't really like apple drinks. I know that that's a thing, but I don't enjoy those too often. I don't like those. I think fruitiness and coffee don't go together. Question 4 is, do you prefer to read late at night or early in the morning? It really depends on the book. Like if I'm reading a fun romance type book, I'm probably gonna more likely want to read it in the morning. Well, if it's like a fantasy or a thriller, I probably want to read it at night. So it literally depends on the type of book I'm reading and if I feel like reading during that time. There's a lot of factors that go into this. So for that question, I'm in either or. Any time of day, whenever I feel like I want to read is a great time to read. Question 5 is, Halloween is coming. What is your favorite spooky read? Now, I love any thriller by Frida McFadden or Alice Feeney. Those are probably my 2 favorite thriller authors. Frida McFadden, her books I will say are very like palate cleansers, quick, easy thrillers to read that you need something like now. Alice Feeney I really enjoy. I've read a couple of her books. I haven't read one of her books in a while, which I really would love to. One of my favorites by her that I read, maybe the last one I read by her, was Daisy Darker, and that was a pretty good thriller book or mystery book. So I definitely like hers. Gives some kind of eeriness to her writing. But other spooky reads, Phantasma I read last year. I liked that because of the paranormal, but it's not really spooky in that case. So I'm not the biggest horror reader. Like I think I've only read like one horror in the last like few years, and it was like a Cinderella retelling horror story type deal, and it was kind of, I mean, like listening to the audiobook I was like, eh. Oh gosh. But I need to read more horror to like give you some recommendations. So I'm more of a thriller type girly. Alice Feeney, Frida McFadden, those are the 2 that I enjoy. I have read Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell as well, and I would say that was kind of creepy, I will say that, but I haven't read a lot of Lisa Jewell, so that's that. Spooky recommendations for ya. Number 6 is, what is the ultimate comfort read for you? Now I think a comfort read has got to be one of my favorite reads, of course. I would say Emily Henry is probably a comfort read, but I don't see her as a fall or autumn type vibe. So a comfort read for me, I would say, would be a fantasy book, and I'm leaning more towards Leigh Bardugo with either Six of Crows duology or Shadow and Bone trilogy. I really enjoy those books so much, and I think I could read Six of Crows over and over again and not get tired of it, and I really would love to do a reread of that because I absolutely loved it. So I think that would be my ultimate like comfort read, is like one of my favorite 5-star books that I've read in the past, and it's got to be fantasy, so I am leaning more towards the Six of Crows duology or the Shadow and Bone trilogy. Both are amazing, and I love both of them because they're both by Leigh Bardugo. So question 7 is, what is your favorite autumn reading snack? Now I don't really eat that much like snacks while reading, but when I was coming up with some notes for this, the first thing that I was like, oh, that's kind of fall. I don't know why I thought this was fall, but pretzels and peanut butter, so good. You take some pretzels, peanut butter, or Nutella, or just like any hazelnut spread, pretty good. The other thing was I recently made apple oatmeal bars, and those are pretty good. Super sweet, but like you can't eat a lot and you can't really snack on them, but it's a pretty good treat to have when you're reading, especially if you have like an iced coffee or iced pumpkin coffee or maple coffee or whatever type coffee. So I made those recently. Some other fall snacks, I'm trying to think of some sliced apples that's also pretty good. And some sliced apples. Easy, healthy. What more can you want? So those are a couple options. Question 8 is, what is your favorite autumn candle to burn while reading? Which is so funny because I do have a candle going right up there, but it's not like a fall candle. But I love anything vanilla scented. I think that's my favorite scent any time of the day, any time of the season, any time of the year. Vanilla is my go-to. I also think it is a fall smell, kind of. Yeah. And of course pumpkin. I think pumpkin's good, but not too much. I do get overwhelmed with it if there's too much pumpkin. I'm also thinking, like, to be honest, apple, pretty good as well too, but it's gotta be like the sweet apple. It can't be like the spice type apple smell. It's gotta be sweet apple. So there's more than one scent that I just named off, so I'm so sorry, but I have a lot of smells that I enjoy when looking for candles. So those are just some of them. Well, the main smells. And of course, I'm always burning a candle in the fall time more than any other time. So all right, we're getting close to the end, but question 9 is, when you're not reading, what is your favorite autumn/fall activity? I absolutely love to go to apple orchards or pumpkin patches. I think those are really fun to go to like a farm and do that, especially if the farm has a petting zoo, or yeah, I guess at a petting zoo, or just have some animals there that you can pet. I love farms like that, and growing up in Minnesota, you're gonna find one nearby. So it's really funny because today when I'm recording this, I did go to a apple orchard / pumpkin patch with Austin and my bestie. So it was really nice to go, even though it was super windy and cloudy, but at least it wasn't raining. And we got some pumpkins and all that. So I think I love doing that. It's just fun to get out, get some sunshine, get some fresh air, get some baked goods, and pick out your own pumpkins at a patch, which is pretty fun. So that's probably my favorite thing to do. And the last and final question on our cozy fall book tag is, what is on your fall reading list? Now, I already made a fall TBR video, so I am gonna shout that out real quick. Go check it out if you would like to know. But just to name a few books on the TBR, I would say Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I have that right in front of me, so I'm gonna hold it up. This is something that I would love to read this fall. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, we're gonna throw that up as well. And hopefully I read, actually I really do want to read, because my mom's reading a book by this author and it's right in front of me, so I'm going to grab it. It is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. The book my mom is reading is How to Sell a Haunted House, I believe is by her, so I would love to read this. It also is in that horror genre, which I don't get too much of, so I would love to read this season. There's a lot more books on my TBR, so if you want to see my fall TBR, go check it out. I posted it sometime in September, so if you want to see some books that I would like to read, go check it out. Okay, I feel like I zoomed through those questions, so hopefully I didn't talk too fast and I took the time to really explain my answer for those questions. But that was the cozy autumn book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe. I post videos once a week, whether it's book related content like this, lifestyle vlogs, kind of whatever I'm in the mood for. So if you enjoyed this video, you should go ahead and subscribe. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye!